Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 24 Review. Here's my subtitle. Has Kody learned anything or nothing from the passing of his son? Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my users and reviews, and all y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old. It's time for auntie advice.
Welcome, everybody. I am Auntie's Advice, and I am here. Let me start. Let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about this episode, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. So, y'all, last week's episode, we got to experience the grieving process of Janelle, Christine, Meri, Robyn, and Cody. We got an opportunity to hear the kids talk about it, and it was one of the most difficult episodes that I've watched. To have to relive the story because you may be under a contractual agreement to do so. And I said maybe. So that was hard. So this week's episode was a continuation of that. Y'all notice in my title, I said, has Kody learned anything from his son's passing? Here's what I think about it. I know that Kody was the head of this family, right, y'all? And these women made him think that he was a god. But in this episode, I was so disappointed in Kody, Robyn, and Meri. Because you know what it showed me? They didn't really know this boy. They probably knew him as a boy. But it's so obvious from the way that they're reacting that they did not know the man he had become. We watch as Janelle can barely get through a sentence. Now, we know as moms that we always got a string attached to our kids. If and when something's happening to our kids, we feel it right there in the belly button. Don't we all? We know when something is going on with our kids. Some people call it the apron string. I call it the umbilical cord that never really gets cut. There is a gut instinct and a gut, something that hits us right in our gut when it comes down to our kids. Straight up. Janelle had mentioned last episode, and she mentioned this episode, that something was going on with him. They all talked about trying to help him. But even Christine, in all her grief, and I believe her grief was absolutely real. She said, I hadn't talked to him. I hadn't talked to him. I talked to him right before he passed away, but I had let time lapse between the times that I talked to him. She said she had went a month and had not even talked to him. And I like the honesty of that because people get busy in their lives and they have an intention of doing things, calling you back and checking on you, and then time just gets away because one thing that you learn with age is that time waits on no one. And you think that you have all this time, and in all actuality, you don't. So I like the fact that Christine was sitting down with David and was discussing it. And he, began to talk about his ex wife unaliving herself. And he said, I think he said it had been 10 years or 14 years. And he still gets emotional about it. He said it was one of the hardest things that he ever had to do was call his kids and tell his kids what had happened. And he said he felt like he had failed his children. How, I don't know, but the grief process is complicated. In this episode, we watched Janelle as she struggled through this, wanting to say positive things about her son. They are all going to be going to Wyoming, which is where Cody is from. And they want to bury him there. Janelle said that she's already brought the plot beside him and she wants to be buried beside her baby. She said that, in their family, they don't really do cremations, but that's what he wanted. And so, they're going on with the cremation and all. Her grief is tangible. It's almost as if you can hold Janelle's grief in your hand. Like you can feel it. Like it's ever present in the room. It's a thick film that falls from the sky, that drips from the walls. I can't imagine losing a child, let alone losing a child in the way that she did. And my heart goes out to Janelle. When on the meantime and in between time, on the Cody side, he making all of this about him. Y'all, that's just my opinion about it. I think he's so narcissistic and so fucking out of touch. And I think that Kody is with Robyn because her children worship him. See, his other children got old enough where they begin to see that his stank. Over at Robyn's house, she has two daughters who are desperate for the love of a father. Okay. What I'm gonna say, I'm saying it on the black hand side. It may not be something that you agree with. It may be contrary to other people's beliefs. But here over Auntie's advice, I ain't gonna cut no corners with it. I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip because it's my opinion. So I just want to warn you if you've never been here before. I don't follow the traditions. I don't give in to what society deems I should be saying and thinking. I'm going to give it to you raw. My opinion, that is. Cody, in my opinion, ain't learned shit. Because not one time has Cody, in my humble opinion, made this about his son. Neither has this mother taking any responsibility for his part in this. See, Kody, you can run, bitch, but you can't hide. You can find people around you who want to, yes, sir, you all day long. But we, the public, or some of us, ain't giving into the narcissistic bulls. We don't have to push you up, okay, and bring ourselves down. You're not a king to us. We don't give a damn where your name originated from, who originated that month. We don't care who your name is in this likeness. We don't care about Wyoming. We don't care. We don't care. We don't give a damn. What we care about is, do you really have compassion past your own self to feel the grief that is going around with your family? No, you running up the motherfucking streets with you and Robyn's kids in tow because they idolize you, they kiss you, while the rest of the kids show you their to kiss. Because see, the rest of the kids are not disillusioned by you anymore, Kody. It took COVID for them to see that. And unfortunately, that was the time when you made things hard for Janelle's boys. Janelle has said that that's when they started seeing a difference in him during COVID. And many of us saw a difference in our children, especially our older children, trying to make their mark in the world, going to college and doing things with themselves. And all of a sudden, the fucking world shut down. Mom was affected during that time period. She is getting herself back together and getting herself grounded. But if you think that 2020 and 2021 wasn't hard on these kids, y'all, it was. Because these kids, in becoming who they are, need social life. They need to be social. They need family. They need community. Robyn's children, her two girls, in my opinion, and as I said, these are my opinions, may not be factual, may not be actual. They my opinions. If you got one, put it down in the comment section. That's why we do it live. She has two little girls and a son that's desperate for a father. Her two little girls are desperate for a father. They're desperate for belonging. And that's why the other one went around and got baptized. But then she couldn't let Cody go and his narcissism go. She let him baptize her in somebody else's church. Because he got to be seen. Maybe they put a flyer up and raise funds for the church and said baptism featuring Cody Brown from Sister Wives. I hope they got a good collection off his dumb ass. Anyway, I digress. And he's got two little kids that think that he is the greatest dad in the world. He has provided a huge ass house for them that only they live in. They got the son at the old house. Allegedly, he was living out in a trailer on the goddamn property where he at now. But his other children, they're making a lives for themselves, hook by crook, whether we agree with it or not. But he had this one son who needed and wanted the love of a father who stepped up. All they said was he was there for the kids he loved truly. He went over to, when truly, and then moved in with Dave to build, to help her and to put a little, planter box out there together. And it was good to see that Janelle and, her main thing, her little main squeeze, used that. They put a tree up in his name and everything. One of the things that Christine said today, and I'm telling you, when I'm telling you that thing hit me, she said, I may not know how to grieve, but I know how to cook. I may not know how to grieve, but I know how to have people at the house. I know how to entertain. I may not know how to grieve, but I know how to be kind to people and open up myself and my heart until I learn how to grieve. Bitch, when I tell you, I started to write that down, and I very well may go back and write that down because that was so profound. Now, I know I didn't say it actual and factual the way she said it, but I sure did relate. That thing hit me. And thank God she got Dave. Because can you imagine if all of them were together, still living in the house or houses, and this had happened? Cody fucked his relationship with his sons up, and he is running up and down the streets with them talking to people about a sign business he used to do. He made this so about him. He learned nothing. Not spending time with your other children could possibly be one of the things that drove this boy to do it. I hate to blame other people for choices and decisions that people make, but I tell you what, you absolutely can see some things that may have played a part. Cody, in my opinion, absolutely played a part, and his son struggles. He was the one that was trying to keep the family together, always being there for everybody. And I'm sure that there was more pressure. This is my opinion, bitch. I'm sure that there was more pressure on him to do it even more so because the families were so split, including his mama. And there's one thing about a boy and his mama. Boys love their mama and hate to see their mamas grieve. But he never developed. Cody never went after them. He was stubborn. And he fucking stood out there with Robyn in the snow and was like, fucking, I'm done with them. And the thing about it is Garrison chose this path, but what is Gabriel going to do? What is Peyton? Like, what are these other kids going to do? What are they thinking? Dave told Christine all of them need therapy. I sat there and watched Meri's sorry ass. And her girlfriend had to tell this old raggedy bitch what to do. Y'all, I'm so mad. Okay, wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Just give me a second. Bitch, I'm so mad I almost blacked the fuck out. This raggedy Meri, who should have been the patriarch of her family, needed her best friend Jen to tell her what to do for Janelle when this bitch lived in the same house with this woman. raised children with this woman, Janelle. And you mean to tell me that your best friend got to tell you to go over there and take some food? Just stupid, disconnected. She didn't know this boy. Half of them couldn't stand her. Cheryl said, why is Garrison picture in the damn garage? You mean to tell me you've been with these women all these years and you don't know what needs to happen during grieving? She got to tell you, Meri, go get some food and go downtown to the house. And then she says, and everybody was there but one. Well, it don't appear to me from a word that's out on the curb that your daughter fuck with you at all. Or should I say your son? Because ever since you sat your butt down there and got catfish, your daughter ain't messed with you, Meri. But she ain't messed with you before then. Because every time she tried to make a decision when she was a young girl, you tried to stifle it or tell her why it wasn't right and how you was going to support it. You going to use my call? I remember all of that stuff. Oh, let's not take it back. And why is Jen the sidekick? Meri can't stand on her own feet. Talk about curtains and carpet. And that old dilapidated looking mother. Why? And some people will stay anywhere, bitch. Hey, Terry. Welcome, boo. But you need somebody on the outside to tell you how to serve Janelle. That lets you know that you are just as disconnected as Peyton said you was on somebody else's channel. You are just as disconnected. You only come to fuck around when it's filming time. You don't know these people. When was the last time you had a good conversation with Garrison? I will never forget the way Cody called me. You fake. And Robyn, I'm there for Cody. While she running her kids up and down the street, going to rodeos and carnivals and eating cotton candy and caught out in the rain. You raggedy. And from my understanding, they showed their complete age. So Janelle and her daughter find out that, during the time that, he was really into his cats and stuff. And so they went to an animal shelter. She said that people were asking, how could they be of assistance? How could they be of assistance to her? What could they do? Could they donate? And she said, donate to an animal shelter. She said people from all over the world were donating on behalf of her son. So she goes to one of the shelters in her vicinity, and they have a room where the doctors and stuff like that come in and counsel people who would like to adopt kids. And they have a sign of him and his two cats. I think it was two at the time, in loving memory. They give his date of birth and everything. I thought it could have been better, but I digress. And Janelle breaks when they went in to say why they were there, the purpose of them being there. She couldn't even talk. She had to ask Savannah to do it. Because of him, and because of your loving donations, because I've had some of you all to reach out to say that you donated, they were able to allow 36 families to adopt 36 cats, and they were able to waive the fees. They said that they got a donation of $25,000 on his behalf. They also indicated that, um, okay, so the fees was waived for 36 families who adopted cats. They raised $25,000 in donation money, and it was something else that they've never adopted that many cats. You all are family. Janelle was overtaken by emotions, but she was so happy to see. She said Garrison would have got a kick out of it. But when I look at Cody, all he's talking about is signs, who he was, why he was named this way. He is not a king. He not a ladies' man. You're not a ladies' man. Because in spite of everything you all believe, you couldn't keep but one of them. And I believe when them children grow up, Cody, and they get to be about Savannah's age, Robyn gonna be the fuck up out of there. I think she tolerates that man. I think that she probably turns her head in the bed and acts like she's asleep when he comes in. I think that everything that we are seeing on television between the two of them is a farce and a fake. I don't think she gives one rat's behind about that man. I pray that Janelle is healing every day. I know the love of a mother, but I don't know the grief of a mother. And I pray I never do. I can't imagine the overwhelming grief that she feels. And so does Christine, because Christine, while Janelle was off at work, raised her babies. They showed him coming home from the military. Y'all remember that? And they showed him just, being there for the kids and the family, wrapping their loving arms around him. They said he was always a little, joker and stuff like that. It just, you can't help but feel compassion. And while I tried to muster my compassion for Cody, y'all, I couldn't do it. Him or Robyn, fuck them. Fuck 'em. Because this was all about them. And I'm thinking, why couldn't he coordinate with some of his children and ride back with them? Wasn't it Gwendolyn that called him and said, Dad, can I come over? Why he didn't partner with the other kids? And I wonder what he has done absent of being remorseful or absent of taking accountability and saying, What more could I do? Let me check with my other kids to see if I can fix this relationship so that I don't experience another loss like this. What is it as a father that I can do to heal my family and to heal my children, despite the fact that I'm not with their mothers? And the thing about it is just for these kids to see the way that he treated both Christine and Meri, Christine and Janelle, just to sit on national television and say, I don't love them. I never loved them. It's just nauseating, mother. Oh my God. It's so nauseating. I don't know, Randy. My baby. Randy said, I'm curious why McKelty isn't close with Robyn and Kody anymore. Probably some bullshit. I have no idea. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what y'all think. Has Kody learned anything? I don't think he has, because he should have tried to connect and go up that road with all of his children. I don't think he has, because I haven't heard one good thing that any of the kids has said about Kody since his son's passing. I don't think that Kody has learned anything, because he should have made this a family affair and not a Robyn and her kids affair. And she acting like, I'm holding him down. Girl, you probably cringe every time he roll over and touch you in the bed. Do I think he's changed? No. Do I think he's learned anything? No. Do I think he's reconciled with his other children? No. But y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what you think. Because that's just my opinion. I would love to hear yours. Y'all have a good one. Raydella has asked y'all to hit that like button. She has also welcomed everybody to the replay game. If you're here for the first time, go ahead on and hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bells on so that when I go live, you go live with me. I love y'all. I treasure y'all. And until we meet again, y'all please be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Y'all let me know what y'all think.